Hello everyone, JamieStarr here for the New World News Network. You know, there's a good quote in Dark Knight Rises that Commissioner Gordon says to the guy who ends up playing who would be Robin, the younger cadet or police officer. And as he's laying in the hospital bed, he says something about when you stop believing in coincidences, that's when you become a detective. And here's a story that is just way too coincidental to just be a coincidence, basically. Orlando shooter's father attends Hillary Clinton rally in Kissimmee. Sadiq Mateen sitting right behind Clinton. So you think about this. You have a room or a stadium filled with supporters, and of course, you know, the camera's only going to face in one direction because they don't want to show how many people are actually there, or if no one's actually there, or what's going on. And you have him right behind her. I mean, first off, this would be like the parents of like the Columbine shooters, or, you know, some other mass shooting, just show up at a political rally to show support. I mean, I would honestly think if your child, you know, created national news by killing 50 some odd people, you wouldn't be making yourself a public, you know, figure. But this is how the elites of the world communicate, in symbolic actions, through symbolisms, through, you know, different emblems and logos and acronyms and things like that. So, between her bringing out the Khan family and now this, it really shows who Hillary is aligned with. And she is aligned with radical Islam. Like Trump said, she practically created ISIS, and of course the news channels cut his feed when that happened. And I believe that was the one where the only place that showed the full feed of Donald Trump's speech where he said Hillary Clinton created ISIS was in Africa. Like that's how crazy things are, that you have to watch African news channels to get the full story because the American ones are so censored. So, Kissimmee, Florida, Hillary Clinton spoke to a crowd just south of Orlando. She was supposed to be talking about jobs, but started the speech off paying tribute to those affected by the Pulse nightclub shooting. I know many families, loved ones, and friends are still grieving, and we will be with you as you rebuild your lives, while the father of the killer is standing right behind her. I mean, the optics of this are insane. Like, she's mocking this. Obviously. WPTV happened to notice the man who has a mustache and was wearing a red hat behind Clinton. The other thing is the red hat stands out a lot in this picture. I mean, even though in this one he's highlighted, but it is the most eye-catching thing in that image right there. It was Sadiq Mateen, the father of Orlando mass shooter Omar Mateen. Now we know he's worked for the State Department, the son worked for the State Department. I mean, there's all sorts of shady tie-ins. This is it's troubling and mind-blowing. And News Channel 5 asked Mateen what he was thinking about when Clinton spoke about the incident. We've been cooperating with the federal government, and that's about it. Yeah, the federal government has their hand up your fucking ass, and they've been running you and your family. He said thank you. Mateen didn't want to answer any other questions, but hours later we ran into him by chance at the rest stop on the way back to Palm Beach. He wanted to do an interview and show us a sign he made for Clinton. Aww. Hillary is good for the United States versus Donald Trump, who has no solutions, he said. Oh my God, well, I guess that depends what your objectives are. We asked what went into his decision to go to the event near Orlando where the Pulse nightclub shooting has happened. Because he lives in New York. Like, that's again, the crazy part about it that makes it non-coincidental. Why is someone who lives in New York going down to Florida for this Hillary Clinton rally right next to a nightclub that his son shot up? I spoke a lot about that and wish that my son joined the army and fought ISIS. That would be much better. No, your son basically joined ISIS. When questioned whether Clinton's campaign knew he was going to the event and sitting directly behind the presidential candidate, Mateen said, "It's a Democratic Party, so everyone can join." No, they pick people to sit in those seats because it is the controlled imagery that is put across in the media. Those seats are reserved for specific people. Finally, we asked if he thought some people would be surprised to see him there, especially given the proximity to Orlando. "Why should they be surprised? I love the United States, and I've been living here a long time," Mateen said. "Yeah, but living in New York, so why are you at a rally in Florida?" An official with the Clinton campaign said the rally was a 3,000-person open-door event for the public. The individual wasn't invited as a guest, and the campaign was unaware of his attendance until after the event. Why do I not believe that? More than 24 hours after the event, Clinton distanced herself from Mateen with a statement from the campaign spokesperson, Nick Merrill. She disagrees with his views and disavows his support. Oh, the disavow. I mean, what, his views that it's America? And I mean, technically, his views, what he's saying, you know, as far as this is democracy, I should be able to go where I want, whatever. Technically, he's right, so I don't know what part of his views she disagrees with. But whatever. But I assume anyone else who watches this channel will find this as troubling as I do, that they are touting these people out, whether it's Khan. You know, I saw the interview with Khan in the CNN video I referenced in my other video, where he says, Sharia law is not real. There is no such thing as Sharia law. Tell the people who live under it that. I mean, what the fuck? It's so amazing how these people can just, you're not even going to debate it, you're going to deny it? How crazy. And like Christina Pearson said, look at the shit he wrote. Like, I'm not saying anything, I'm just making observations. And that's the whole point. If you just make an honest observation, oh boy. So, anyway, subscribe to the channel, check the links below, and have a good one, everyone.